In the early 19th century, when the theater world was dominated by rigid traditions, one man broke through barriers, defying prejudice and rewriting history. Ira Aldridge wasn't just a groundbreaking actor. He was a trailblazer who redefined what it meant to be Othello. He was born on July 24, 1807, in New York City to freed Black parents who had moved north in search of opportunity and freedom. His father, a preacher, and his mother, a dedicated homemaker, instilled in him the values of hard work and education. Young Ira attended the African Free School, an institution established to provide Black children with a quality education in a time of widespread segregation. There, he rubbed shoulders with some of the most brilliant Black minds of his generation, classmates like James McCune Smith, the first African American to earn a medical degree, and abolitionists Alexander Crummell and Henry Highland Garnet. Together, they formed a circle of intellect and ambition that would help shape the future of civil rights in America. But while many of his friends pursued the path of activism and scholarship, Aldridge followed a different dream, a dream of the stage. It was a dream that would take him far from his hometown, across the Atlantic, where he would become one of the most important Black actors in history. This is the story of Ira Aldridge and the Black Othellos who followed in his footsteps. Ira Aldridge's first steps onto the stage came with the African Company, the first known Black theater troupe in America, managed by the charismatic and talented James Hewlett. Established in New York City in 1821, the African Company staged popular Shakespearean plays and other productions, drawing mixed-race audiences and creating a cultural hub for Black artistic expression. Aldridge began as a teenager, learning the craft by watching Hewlett perform as Othello and taking on smaller roles himself. However, success brought attention and trouble. Competitors, threatened by the African Company's growing popularity, pressured authorities to shut it down. The theater was frequently harassed, and critics like Mordecai Manuel Noah used their influence to attack it in the press, labeling it a nuisance and mocking its actors. Despite their talent, the company could not withstand the relentless prejudice, and it was forced to close its doors. Yet Aldridge's passion for the stage had been ignited. One of his earliest known performances, in the role of Rolla in Pizarro, gave him a taste of the power of dramatic storytelling. Disillusioned by the persistent racism and limited opportunities for Black performers in New York, Ira Aldridge made a life-changing decision to leave America behind. In 1824, he set sail for Liverpool, England, a city at the heart of Britain's maritime trade and a gateway to new possibilities. His journey came at a time when the British Empire was grappling with the abolition of slavery, a movement that gained momentum with the passage of the Slave Trade Act in 1807 and would culminate in the abolition of slavery itself in 1833. England's more progressive climate, at least compared to the United States, offered a glimmer of hope for a young Black artist. Settling in London, Aldridge joined the company of the Royal Coburg Theatre, where he first appeared in The Slave by Thomas Morton, portraying the African Prince Fulani, a role that mirrored his own story of resilience and liberation. But it was on October 10, 1825, that his destiny truly took shape. At just 18 years old, Aldridge made his historic debut as Othello, stepping into Shakespeare's tragic masterpiece with a passion and depth that would astonish audiences. This groundbreaking performance marked the beginning of a career that would transform the theater world and forever redefine what it meant to play the Moor of Venice.
Heads touch heaven. It was my hint to speak, and such was the process. And of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders.
One of the enduring debates surrounding Shakespeare's Othello is the question of the Moor's ethnicity. Who did Shakespeare imagine when he created this tragic character of love, jealousy, and betrayal? The term Moor in Elizabethan England generally referred to Muslims from North Africa, though it was also used more broadly to describe people of African, Arab, or Berber descent. The origins of Othello can be traced back to a short story by Italian writer Cinthio, titled Un Capitano Moro, translated a Moorish captain, which served as the primary source for Shakespeare's play. In Cinthio's tale, the Moor's specific ethnicity remains ambiguous, but Shakespeare's version offers richer detail. Many scholars believe that Abd el-Wahd ben Masoud, a Moroccan ambassador who visited London in 1600, may have served as inspiration for Othello's appearance. His striking portraits, showing a dark complexion, turban, and elaborate robes, would have captured the imagination of Londoners, including the bard himself. Another likely influence was Leo Africanus, a Moorish diplomat and scholar whose writings on Africa were widely read in Shakespeare's time. His vivid descriptions of African peoples and cultures could have shaped the tragic hero's complex identity, a man of dignity, honor, and vulnerability, yet marked by his outsider status in Venetian society. When Othello first graced the stage around 1604, it was the renowned actor Richard Burbage, one of Shakespeare's closest collaborators, who played the Moor. Though Burbage's portrayal was undoubtedly captivating, he, like all actors of the era, would have performed in blackface. Shakespeare's portrayal of Othello as a noble, tragic figure, however, marked a departure from the stereotypical depictions of Moors in Renaissance literature. Othello was not a caricature of villainy but a man undone by passion and deceit, a character whose humanity and complexity continue to resonate. Over time, debates about Othello's racial identity and the challenges of casting the role have shaped its legacy. It was Ira Aldridge, a century later, who would bring new depth and authenticity to Othello, forever transforming the way audiences perceived Shakespeare's Moor. After his groundbreaking debut as Othello in London, Ira Aldridge embarked on a remarkable journey across Europe, where his fame grew with each performance. He toured extensively, captivating audiences in Germany, Austria, Poland, Hungary, and Russia. Unlike the hostility and racism he faced in England and America, many European critics and theatergoers embraced his talent. They praised his emotional depth, commanding stage presence, and ability to convey Othello's tragic torment with unparalleled authenticity. German reviews hailed him as the African Roscius, comparing him to the legendary Roman actor known for his mastery of tragedy. His performances were often described as powerful, natural, and deeply moving, challenging stereotypes and opening minds to the idea that Black actors could excel in Shakespearean drama. His ability to bring Othello's humanity to life reshaped European perceptions of Black performers and redefined what was possible on the stage. Throughout his travels, Aldridge's repertoire expanded beyond Othello. He took on roles like King Lear, Macbeth, and Shylock, demonstrating his versatility and skill. In doing so, he challenged the racial boundaries of the theater world, proving that Shakespearean tragedy was not the exclusive domain of white actors. His international acclaim set a precedent that would inspire future generations of Black performers, laying the foundation for a legacy of artistry and representation that transcends borders and time. The legacy of Ira Aldridge lives on in the extraordinary actors who have brought Othello to life on stages and screens across the 20th and 21st centuries. Paul Robeson, one of the most iconic Black performers of his time, famously portrayed Othello in the 1930s and 1940s, infusing the role with dignity and emotional depth that captivated audiences from London to Broadway. James Earl Jones followed, his commanding voice and presence making his portrayal unforgettable.
Pilgrimages are late, what if by parcel she has something heard, but not intentively. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears when I did speak of some distressful stroke my youth suffered.
In recent decades, actors like Lenny Henry, Laurence Fishburne, the first Black actor to play Othello in a major film adaptation, and Chiwetel Ejiofor have continued to explore the nuances of the Moor's tragedy, each offering a unique interpretation of Shakespeare's complex hero. These performances trace their roots back to Aldridge's groundbreaking debut in 1825. While Ira Aldridge's professional life was marked by triumph and trailblazing performances, his personal life was just as eventful. In 1825, during his early years in London, Aldridge met and married Margaret Gill, an Englishwoman who supported his acting career. The couple had a son, Daniel, But their marriage would later face strain as Aldridge's fame grew and his life became more complicated. After Margaret's death in 1864, Aldridge developed a relationship with the Swedish opera singer Amanda von Brandt, whom he later married. Together, they had several children who would follow their father into the arts. Their daughter, Irene Lorana Aldridge, became a pioneering opera singer, the first Black woman to perform at Bayreuth, while Ira Frederick Aldridge, Jr. and Amanda Aldridge pursued musical careers. Amanda gained renown as a composer and voice teacher, mentoring students such as the famous tenor Paul Robeson, whose portrayal of Othello echoed her father's legacy. Aldridge's personal life, however, was not without controversy. At the height of his fame, he became embroiled in a scandalous affair with another man's wife. The details of the affair led to a lawsuit in which Aldridge was sued for criminal conversation, a legal term for adultery, by the husband. The case was heard by Mr. Justice Ole, and although the scandal generated gossip and tarnished his reputation in some circles, it did little to diminish his artistic acclaim. Aldridge's life was a complex tapestry of love, ambition, and human imperfection, but his impact on theater and the legacy carried forward by his children remains an enduring testament to his extraordinary journey. Ira Aldridge's life came to an end far from the land of his birth, but close to the stages that had brought him fame. In the summer of 1867, while on tour in Poland, he fell gravely ill. Exhausted from years of relentless travel and performance, his health failed him. On August 7, 1867, Aldridge passed away at the age of 60. He was buried in the country, where a plaque still honors his memory. His death marked the loss of a singular talent whose groundbreaking work shattered racial barriers and elevated the art of Shakespearean performance. Though he never returned to America, his legacy stretched across continents, inspiring future generations of actors and proving that artistry knows no color. The curtain had fallen on his life, but his influence on the theater world remains timeless. Ira Aldridge broke barriers in the world of Shakespearean theater, proving that talent, passion, and dedication could transcend race and prejudice. His role as Othello in 1825 set a precedent, paving the way for other Black actors to step into the shoes of the Moor of Venice, each bringing their own unique interpretation to this complex character. From Paul Robeson's iconic portrayal to modern stars like Laurence Fishburne and Chiwetel Ejiofor, Aldridge's impact is felt across generations. His life reminds us of the importance of representation, not just on the stage, but in every space where art and culture intersect. Diversity in theater enriches storytelling, making it more authentic, dynamic, and inclusive. The story of the Black Othellos continues to inspire and empower, a testament to the enduring legacy of Ira Aldridge. His artistry and resilience remain a beacon for future actors, and his influence can still be seen in every powerful portrayal of Othello. Aldridge's journey was not just one of personal triumph, it was a triumph for all those who seek to break boundaries in pursuit of their craft. Thank you for watching another fresh K-documentary. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.
Is the witchcraft I have used